Okay, first of all, I know that I need to go in the beard mic, and there was a filter that I didn't finish yesterday. We were doing that stuff live. Edit filters. That's that one. Boom. So that's my voice unfiltered. We'll see what happens there. All right, let me know if you have any problems with that sound. We're going to go over some stuff this morning before I get into grinding for the game. I got to do some grinding so I can set up for some filming. So, got to burn some time, burn some hours. That's what they require. For some reason, somebody in all the multimedia platforms have decided to put these requirements on content producers to have a certain amount of content and not have a certain quality of content. I would much prefer that I walk on here once every 2 weeks with something I prepared, dug, and got into than to grind hours. Because of my disability thing, I've noticed that I get up at 4 in the morning and I'm clear-headed first thing in the morning. So it's a good time for me to go on and do lives and talk, if you guys want to bounce something at me. I went to go sit down, and motivation is because it's boring work. I think one of the things I need to do, because it's not being done, is there are now, 34 people appointed by President Trump into positions. And every one of them is going to upset the world in the apple cart, and you couldn't pick worse people. This guy is such an orange moron. Right? Okay. How come no news agency, not even Fox News, has turned around and said, hey, here's this guy, and here's his qualifications, blah, 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 XYZ. Here's why he's not the typical choice, because he wants to do this different. No one's doing that. So somebody like me needs to dig into it. Man, by the time I get digging into just the first 30 appointments, it'll be February. You'll be seeing them argued about in confirmation next year rather than confirmed up front. And I got to grind some 7 days to die stuff, right? So there's that. My problem that I want to get into this morning, and this is continuing. So first of all, monitor your Chrome extensions, guys. For those of you who use Chrome, there is websites that are inserting extensions of which it literally changes what you see on the page when you're looking at it. Chrome has that ability. Firefox has that ability. Microsoft has that ability. They can just change what you see. So if they want you to hear something negative, they're going to show it to you. This is the 5th iteration of how to do this to people. Did I bring my phone in here? I did. Okay, first of all, let me put my phone on the charger, because I did that yesterday. There we go. This is the 5th iteration that I know of where they change content on the fly. They used to do it to our particular website. Now they're doing it for anybody and anything. So I'm going to show you some screenshots. Man, I did not prepare like I planned on preparing. And let me know if this voice is just annoying and I got to go in there. Because how do I close that filter thing? Close that window. Really? Hold on. I got to get this thing off my... This is what I'm talking about. This is an old Windows style that I'm showing right now. It doesn't respond to the modern Windows setup. I can't blow it up. I can't shrink it. I can't do what I want to. Not without turning around and a ton of programming to make it respond differently to a certain amount of pixels. Remember, this is a 4K monitor, and this window is so old, it was designed for, 16 color big tube monitors, right? That kind of stuff. So beard mic, and we're gonna go to filters, edit filters, and then close that plugin interface. Okay, so don't open that every time it's active. That's how they got up there. All right, let's make that go away. And then let's go to, and because I Oh my gosh. Oh, it's over here. Screen left. Okay, so let's go over here. Here's a good question. Where the hell? Oh man, I copied all my stuff from my old hard drive in here. So now the stuff I was setting up for a video, which was the only things I had on the computer, are now in here with everything. So edit, view, tiles. Hold on, right click. Well, the thing about it is I should be able to sort these by date. Where's the top of the folder thing? So see where my mouse is? So here's the list of dates, right? I want to sort these by date. That's the recent folder. The recent folder is always going to be sorted by date. Let me go to Pictures. This is what I thought I was in. View, extra large icons. And we're going to sort by details. Oh, if we can find it. Sort by date. All right. Man, you guys remember this? Where is it at? The system cannot find the specified path, yet it's showing me a preview of it. That's just absolutely... Click on that. Oh, that's way over here. Why would you open on the opposite monitor? What would make you think that that's what I wanted? That's what I wanted. That was always such a sexy picture. All right, what I'm looking for. I took some screenshots. And I got to blow this up so I can see all the crap I got in here. All right, first of all, I'm not on TikTok this morning because the live I did yesterday, because I talked about politicians, TikTok said I was influencing the elections and therefore needed to be banned, and I can't even start a new live on TikTok. I'm influencing elections. You can't be telling people what the hell's going on out in the world, or China will stop you from influencing elections. I don't know that that's what I... Hold on. Oh. Can you name these YouTubers? I won't blow up the other picture. That's actually the edited picture. This is the one I won't blow up as a... what is that? In the first and second round, we are proud to invite you to join the last round. This was a, remember the ambassador program? The third round was send us a picture. I was so far ahead on points that they wouldn't accept my picture. So therefore, Guns of Glory owes me $25,000 because they cheated to prevent me from winning a contest that no one else could have won, and they didn't even know I had the ability to surge forward to win. And that effort of me surging forward and bringing more people in, I then used against them and cost them $150 million. Don't bait me. Yeah, you're gonna catch a shark. All right. In case you want to. That's me in Vegas. Woohoo! All right. That's me ziplining in Hawaii. Oh. All right, still not finding what I'm looking for. And it's not in there. Where would I have put it? Oh, I'm a moron. Okay, so... phone link. I took the picture there, and then I was looking at it on my phone. Turn on. Connecting. Connected. There we go. All right. And go to the phone. No, don't play any sounds. What's the point of connecting you if you don't give me a window to open the damn phone up? Right? So if I go to this PC, where is... Man, I had a 4 terabyte SSD. I took out of the other computer and I was going to put it in this one. But I walked around, I got sidetracked and I had it in my pants. And I kept putting the pants on every day. And I left it in my front pocket. And that $500 hard drive does not work no more. Desktop. Now, see, it just said it connected to my phone. And I should be able to go in here and show you the stuff right from my phone. I'm supposed to be able to go in there and play the game from my phone, right? Devices. Here's the problem. Okay. Microsoft Phone Link in Windows 11 has pushed Samsung DeX out of the computer. All right. Let me go to DeX, see if I can get DeX to work. Now it's requiring me hit DeX. Let's see if DeX starts. Turn off Windows Link to use Samsung. So I can't. This is terrible, guys. Donnie set. Okay, that's Donnie at sunset. That's what that is. Streamlabs. What are we doing here? All right. So I'm gonna have to put this in the video that I plan on putting in the beginning because I have to find everything. So in the last 4 days, my devices have been warning me because I've got security on all my devices. This ain't about the Dems being happy, dude. I didn't see the chat going by, to be honest. How come it's not my multi-stream? Twitch? Yeah, refresh the chat. What the hell? Okay, so I can see you on the window, but I can't see you in the real world? Well, you've got more access to my screen than I do. I can't... Hold on. Blow this up. There we go. Now can I read it? Pac-Man! Okay, now I can read you. Okay. Well, that ain't where I want my chat to be, that's for sure. Hold on. And let's move my chat over. That's better. So I got banned off of TikTok because I mentioned the election. And like I said, nothing makes the communists. Stop blaming the Democratic Party. I don't like the Republicans blaming the Democratic Party for the fact that there are people, typically lawyers, who went to Harvard, which is funded by the enemies of the United States, who come out hating the United States, and because there's Republicans in that group. Because if you start putting a party label on this stuff, you're not going to realize that if you blindly give faith and allegiance to a party and not look at what's going on, and we don't have enough time to look what's going on. But what's worse is somebody like me who has enough time to go look what's going on, I'm being blocked from telling you. I'm being blocked from telling you I'm being blocked. How about that one? Hold on. So let's go to this screen. Did I do the right screen? That's the right screen. Okay. All right. Let me, the live center. This live isn't available due to the violation of community guidelines. Literally, the topic that I tell TikTok I'm talking in is politics. So, speaking about politics in a politic category is a violation of TikTok guidelines. I wish this was the only thing. Hold on. How am I going to do this? I need to show you pictures that I apparently didn't move from my phone to the computer. because I took screenshots of other stuff. Hold on. I got to go to the gallery. I showed it yesterday in a live, and now today I can't show it. How's that for some stuff? Yesterday I had it default in the background. So now that the AI has gone, whoa, 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 you can't be showing that crap to somebody. And guys, I should have took a picture this morning of my Chrome being hacked that wanted to change the information on my page. In other words, if I turned around and opened a web page, right, and an AI read my web page as I'm live, but I was talking to you guys but not paying attention to what I had in the background, this thing was going to have the ability to rewrite what was on the page. Okay. I'll figure the phone thing out. I obviously, and this may be just a problem that I went a little Nazi on my security yesterday because here, can I get that up on the screen? There we go. I don't know if I can get it to focus. Move it further away. No. Anyway, there it is. We'll be able to decipher it. Humans review some saved chats. I got this when I opened up Truth Social, the Trump freaking social platform. Open that up. And my phone, because I got 3 layers of security on my phone, none of which from the United States. Matter of fact, I send my freaking IP address to Switzerland. Just because it's not even completely free speech over there, but it's the closest thing to right now when it comes to the internet. So I got to send my information through Switzerland. And Pac-Man, it is bugging the hell out of me that you are on YouTube, and yet while your chats are coming up, your chats are not in my software. Why? Let's go do this. There you are, though. Live chat. Let's just do the live chat in case anybody else is hiding in there. Edit, gaming, edit. Let me go in here. So this, I'm about to go grinding. I got to kill hours. How boring is that? And quite frankly, and I tell the other guys this too. Lives are easy, but lives aren't good for building your audience. You need to plan your content. You got to put good stuff out. Matter of fact, the thing I put in there was one of the better ones I ever did that I probably need to redo, called Math and Other Effing Problems, right? If you never watched that video explains lots of other videos, and it explains just how deep into the math I went. So I'm going to do some grinding this morning, just to grind, and then I'm going to build the AI machine. I finally got all. I told you I copied all the stuff, so I got my SSD and my SSD cooler. I got all that stuff cleaned and ready to go into the new machine. I went in and cleaned that stuff out and just absolutely abolished anything that could have been on that computer before I go into the AI, because the AI is not going to be connected to the internet. My AI machine is not going to be talked to by Google or anything else or any other information that updates or do this other things. So we're just not going to do that for the very reason. In the last 3 days, the security platforms that I have, I've started warning me, hey, we've hacked in this, we've done this. Something about the Discord too. See, I need to start I have a screenshot button on my computer now because I can never remember the combination of 4 keys so you can copy, select, and make a screenshot. So I got a button that does it now. Just boom, hit that button and click my mouse on it. I can take a screenshot. So I'm going to start saving some of this stuff because it's important that you know who's coming after you. They're trying their best to cut off any possible other form of information that's contrary to what they want you to believe. At least the first thing you hear about people you don't know who they are is going to be they're evil. Trump picked them. Hitler picked them, right? Trump is Hitler. We can't stop counting in Pennsylvania because Trump is Hitler. They can't even overturn Trump. But they're going to get that one senator, Bob Casey, who, looking back in the 20 years he's been in the Senate, has never done anything. But it's amazing how his district that he governs in Pennsylvania is so rich with, I'm not going to say the word. I'm not going to let the AI have it. So rich with, ripe with stealing, lots of boondoggles. If ever there was money to be had inside a district in order for a local contract to donate money to Bob Casey, Senator Casey got money in a bill for that. That's just the facts. Okay, so there I'm not spinning it. That just works out that way. If somebody else is chatting, see, I can't even see these chats. Let me go to 3. All right, guys. See over here on the right here? I can't. I'm supposed to be able to see everybody. Can't see anybody. Show me YouTube. Right? All right. So I got Subathon in the tags for over on YouTube. I don't need the subs. I will get out from underneath what YouTube's doing to me. Some of which requires lawyers. All right. YouTube stole tech from me a long time ago. I have an agreement in place. Leave me the F alone was the agreement. I won't sit there and let a court hold me up while they do whatever they want. Basically try to figure out a different way to do the same technology so that I don't have any complaints. And I've got to be a little more aggressive about this because Elon and Vivek, if they're going for efficiency, they're going to fix a problem with how maps work. Okay. Which is going to make my code valid again, but that's not good for, they're going to make a brand new database and then the rat race starts over 25 years later. I had technology that's valid for 23 years and Google buying a database company to circumvent that thing, and then you now call it, Google Maps. But how to search that database is my code, not theirs.
Here's a breakdown of the term company definition.
Oh, listen to Google. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay. The other thing is I've been doing my best to get rid of the Google AI off of my phone. It is always listening. It was writing stuff down. That's one of the reasons you got to pay attention. That thing I was showing you is you can go, you know what we can do? Activity. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, Google, I'm always creative in figuring out a way to show people the dirty little shit you're up to. Always creative. How it works, manage activity. Okay. All right. Let's take this. And so that you all can follow your own bouncing ball. This will be you. This won't be me. All right. All send. Boom. All right. You can click that link. And then you're going to see what Google has been showing human beings about you. All right. Now, I'm going to call a theory just because that gives me some legal immunity to what they're going to try and do. But let's call it well experienced, and educated assumption of use of technology. They just lost an election. All this AI come out. And everybody on the TV is like, oh my God, AI is dangerous and the government needs to be regulating AI. Remember these conversations? You got to remember that when they mean the government, they mean the Democrats, the communists. They don't mean the people. They mean anybody but the people. All right. So Google, who has been monitoring everything you do, and they still couldn't figure out how to get you to vote for Kamala in the areas where too big to rig was in effect. So many people came out and overrode. You couldn't put enough fake ballots in there to do this. Well, we're going to keep counting until the Democrats win stuff. Right? You got to remember, don't hate a Democrat because they don't know what you know. They refuse to know it. Talk to a Democrat at your office. Just dare. It's like, well, what do you think about what they're doing with the count in Pennsylvania? Oh, I don't talk politics. If you hear those words, what was that movie? Anybody who moves is a VC. Anybody who doesn't move is a well-trained VC. All right? How do you shoot women and children? Easy. You just don't lead them so much. Ask them what they think about the woman coming out in Pennsylvania saying, I don't care what the law is. We're just going to keep counting until the Democrats win. This morning she apologized. Just to be fair, she made a mistake. She made a mistake in opening her mouth. She isn't stopping the vote. She's still counting. She just doesn't want you to hold accountable for her telling you, I don't care what the law is. There's another woman in New Mexico named the governor who said, I don't care what your constitutional rights are. If I catch you with a gun in Santa Fe County, I'm arresting you. Doesn't even matter if you have a concealed carry license issued by the state. I'm arresting you. I don't care what your constitutional rights are. And that's a direct quote. That's who we're dealing with. It's not just one person gone batshit crazy. The Federalist Papers assumed that every 50 years there would be an uprising. We would have mini revolutions and people would have a gun shoved in their face saying, hey, stop doing that. We didn't give you that power. They believed it so much, they made sure in the simplest sentence they can make up, you can't take their firearm away. We want them, the people, to have the power physically over somebody who's wielding the power of law. They wrote it down. They've been fighting about it. They've been whittling away at it. And even though you may not be a gun guy, you may not be a gun girl, you don't have to be. There's a truism of history that you're not being taught. Only 15% of a population uprises to overthrow a government. I'm sorry, 5%. 5%. The other 95% have an opinion but stay out of it. During the Revolutionary War, it was 15%. That's where I come up with that number in my head. 15% stood up to overthrow the oppression that England was putting out. But historically, it only takes 5% of the population to do it. That's why we know that if we helped Iran just a little bit, they'd overthrow that regime. It wouldn't take much. It's the whole reason we created the CIA. Christians in action. Freaking send them at them, start a war, overthrow this stuff. We don't want democracy. We want representation. We are not a democracy in the United States. We are a representative republic. We allow the person we vote for to speak upon our behalf. Now, I in New Mexico don't have a representative. All three Congress people here are Democrats. No Democrat opposes what the Democrat from New York, the leader of the Democratic Party, says. So whatever he thought he has in New York, New Mexico votes for it. Does that mean I, as a New Mexican, vote for it? Nope. Is it good for me as a New Mexican? Hell no. Our taxes are as high as California and New York because our elections are so fraudulent, we can't vote out the people that keep turning around and burdening us with taxes. Just can't do it. Oh, what was I going to show? Oh, let me, so I gave you that link in the chat. You guys need to go find the chat to get the link. Let me go here and show you what this is everything that I was looking for researching, which is not bad. This would be so helpful for me to do something for you guys. So as I researched, and I was like, oh, I forgot to write that down. I could just go through my activity and go, oh, that's what I looked at. All right. And somebody's going to turn around and say, hey, this isn't no different than, look at this. I'm going to turn this off. You control what data saved to your account. Learn more. Location history. Turn it off. You don't need to know where I'm going, Google. Got it. Don't save it. Don't write it down. All right. Help businesses estimate if their ads. No. Then you got to go through. There's an auto delete. See, right now, don't auto delete my activity. Auto delete. So they're going to keep it no matter what for 3 months. Now, I went into my phone the other day and turned this off and did a deletion. And then I had to go to my computer and do the same thing again. Google takes whatever last device has the settings it wants and reverts those back to your defaults. All right. This trimming is not a bad thing. Just that was just web and app activity. All right. This is the thing you got to get rid of. All right. So turn off. Google search, maps, Chrome's, assistants, play. Okay. That's what it's telling you. But what they're not telling you is any app you downloaded with play, Google considers part of play. That's every app. All right. What they're not telling you. Oh, I'm about to lose my beard mic. What's going on now? Sorry about this. All right. Hide it up again. How do I look? Oh, okay. Yeah, this mess. So for your safety, myactivity.google.com, and for some reason /myactivity. Go to clean. There we go. Make myself huge. He's a huge bitch. All right. I'm gonna get to my gaming stuff while it's early in the morning. So while I'm gaming and streaming, guys, you may see me stop and open up a screen and then do some note taking. So while I'm doing this grinding, I'm thinking, and if I have a thought about a direction to go on how to build up a better video, I'm going to start writing it down. I have to. It used to be I just made a mental note, come back, did them all. I'd sit down. I'd work on a video for 3 days in my head and then sit down and shoot it in one shot. I can't do that anymore. And I can see the fact that my lips are out of sync with my thing. I'm having hell with my 4K camera. If I go to my beard mic, hold on. It's set to 600 milliseconds, which was where I set it the other day because that's what it took to get it in sync. I don't know why I'm turning it on one day and turning it on another day and getting completely different audio. Computers do not think on their own. Do not fall for the behavior of, oh, that's the AI doing it. AI is nothing more than a new style of search algorithm. It has to be triggered by either human input or artificial input, but the computer is not, has to be programmed. Let's say it randomly turned on and changed something. You could program a computer to turn on at a random time. You can program a computer to latch itself to a program, a specific one that's using CPU, and then change an event inside of it. But somebody had to sit down and program that program to program it. All right. So the fact that my sound settings keep changing, even though on the screen they say they haven't. My lips aren't in sync, not in my video. Yeah, hold on. Where'd I put it? Oh! Man, I hate the fact that I cannot push with my legs. All right, guys, you're going to watch me grump up. Oh, maybe. Maybe I'll get up. My legs don't work for shit. Okay, is it on? Man. What in the hell? Well, I have an idea what happened to it. And we're going to have to wait. I'm willing to bet I left my office door open and my dog has since buried my my clapper board. You know, those things where you see the movie walk on the sound set and they go click. That's because they record sound and video separately, which technically I'm doing, but I'm doing it at the same time. I got the beard mic recording sound, and then I got a 4K camera that's got its own mic in it, recording its own sound as well. You know, that kind of stuff. So I've got to resync it. Now I use a clapper board for that. I was going to clip it right now as a demonstration, but so you hear the noise, and then you can see on the screen with those lines to make sure that all the lines are lined up when you see the noise spike, and that's how you sync the sound, and that's how you get your lips to sync, right? So I apologize for the low quality. I will probably come back with another live, and I think I'll turn YouTube off. I'll just do the Twitch for the lives. Because it's a Twitch subathon that I'm doing. I want some subs over on Twitch. I need to be able to go to multiple different platforms, put the content out, and let it soak. My ability to talk immediately that a 14-year-old has using YouTube, using TikTok, is being subverted. Having an education and a thought about a process that, you know, I've been a part of for 40 years of my life here. It's, what is the First Amendment for if it ain't for saying, hey, I think counting votes until you win is illegal. I think counting votes that everybody knew was illegal before they were cast. At the end of the day, you know what the Democrats are upset about in Pennsylvania? They hired a bunch of people to sit down at a table. They paid them an hourly wage to fill out bogus ballots, and they paid them by the ballot. Contract wage, contract labor, right? No record of hourly pay because they got busted for that like 20 years ago. There'd be these protests outside, and I'm like, the news reporter walk up and says, "What are you protesting?" "I don't know. I haven't given my orders yet. We can go over and talk to my supervisor." That went live on the news one day. There was a company literally in New York called Rent-A-Mob. You could go hire the people to stand outside your event and pretend they gave a shit. True. Look, the reality is we just don't care enough to get up off our ass and go to an event. If you wonder why Trump keeps doing rallies, it's because you can't hire 35,000 people to show up to a rally. It wouldn't be logistically possible. If they didn't want to be there, they just wouldn't go. You couldn't pay them enough. But for 35,000 people to show up, that is what it is. And Trump, on occasion, does what the Democrat does. What I can't even remember the last band. The Democrats hold a rally, including Barack Obama. Oh my God, Beyonce's going to be here. 30,000 people showed up to see Kamala, is what the news says. Well, Beyonce wasn't there. They had to come to see Kamala. But they told everybody in a tweet Beyonce was coming. Yeah. I have a feeling that a bunch of that $1 billion, I wonder how much money Beyonce got for not showing up when they used their name. You know, those are public records. I'm going to have to start digging into that. I'm sure nothing's filed right. But supposedly you raised $1 billion. You took money from people who didn't have money. And you gave it to people who did have money. Right there in your campaign. Beyonce didn't need more money. Oprah didn't need more money. But you took $20 from somebody who believed your bullshit and lies about Trump going to have them hauled out of the country because your melatonin count and your skin wasn't enough. If anybody in the country is the wrong color, it's Trump. He's orange. I've never heard him say anything. He's like, oh my God, we're going to get rid of everybody not like me. Nobody else is like him. Nobody else is orange. Hold on, I'm not messing with my camera. I'm going to make myself orange. I know why he does it though. If he doesn't make himself that certain color, the way he moves and the way he speaks, you can't see the way his facial expression moves. Normally, an actor would paint themselves, unless they're doing close-ups, to make the facial expressions not so exaggerated, right? Trump wants people to see, when he's speaking, his facial tics and stuff. Why? Because if you're telling the truth, any human being can look at him while he speaks and see he's telling the truth. That's why CNN doesn't show the video of Trump said XYZ today. They don't go to the video. You go to the video and you're going to watch his face and you're going to hear the whole thing in context. And you can't have that. At that point, whoever just said Trump said XYZ, I do intend, starting in January, the end of January, well, starting at the second week of February, I'm going to start covering the morning press conferences while people are at work. How am I going to cover them? Am I going to cover them live? Nope. I'm going to record them. It's an open press event. It's part of my going back into the news agency. For those who don't know, I owned a news company. I had 26.5 million people who came to my news agency, and the Associated Press and the Google just slammed the door on me way back when. I'm going to take advantage of Trump being back in office and it being a conservative, the friendliest environment a conservative has had in my lifetime, and still nothing but an uphill struggle to do free speech. But I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to ignore the numbers that I'm being shown. I'm just going to put the content up. I'm going to put the content up in places where it cannot be ripped back down. And whatever problem gets put in my way, I'm just going to knock it down. There's a reason I went and got my concealed carry license, is because this is the type of stuff that, honestly, they were so threatened by me the first time, they ripped my world apart. When I went into the VA, the vocational rehabilitation program, they handed me a sheet of Democratic companies that would hire disabled vets because the VA paid half the salary. And it was all cubicle jobs. I'm like, I'm not wasting myself in a cubicle. I said, this is bullshit for vets anyway. You're telling me I got a vet that knows how to tear a jet motor from a tank apart but you won't send him to a school on how to work for rebuild transmissions for Cadillacs, you know, where he can make $75, $80 an hour. You want him working $12 an hour in a cubicle? These are the jobs you can ask for. I'm like, that's not what vocational rehabilitation is. That's what the law says. And then I got into arguing the law with them, and I started pulling up the things. They started ripping the book apart, reorganizing the pages, and then sending me snippets of it so that the parts that applied to what I was asking for were in the back, thinking I was one of these lazy people who didn't read the whole thing. They were wrong. So the first day I walked into vocation, when I talked to the very first person that was my caseworker, she's looking at my case. There's a file about an inch thick with my name on it in paper. Remember, we have computers, and I just gone from Albuquerque to Las Cruces to meet my caseworker. I'm in Artesia, New Mexico. I have to cross the Rocky Mountains to sit down and have a conversation with this person. First words out of their mouths, I'm not rebuilding GunMuse. We're not going to let you rebuild GunMuse. My first words, who asked you to rebuild GunMuse? I'd shut GunMuse off. And then it started digging in me that there is communications going on out there. Certain people are a perceived future threat. I'm one of them. I shouldn't be anymore. I have enough problems with my thought processes that I shouldn't be. But as part of this, doing this news things and doing my research, I'm exercising this thing to decide whether or not I'm going to run for governor in New Mexico. I don't think I can win. But I know I can be a pain in the ass to open and expose some problems. Because as I run for governor, I'm going to do some constitutional changes. I'm going to get some constitutional amendments to undo the constitutional amendments that got done under this governor. And then hopefully close a loophole on how easy it is to write constitutional amendments that just turn around and say left-wing crap. And that way a judge goes, oh, well, it's constitutional. Things like, hey, we don't have to vote on our regulators no more. The people who actually write the law and how it works, we don't vote on that anymore. We voted not to vote. I don't believe it. I don't believe in my heart that was true. That happened during the COVID mail-in ballot vote. 60% of the country, 60% of the state said, I don't want to vote no more. If you had that opinion, you took the time at your kitchen table to fill out a ballot and then go down and mail it back in? I don't believe the laziness of the thought process and the real world connected. A communist governor put in 2 regulators that can never be fired. And basically, you just got to wait for another communist governor to make sure you don't age them out and die. That's why they're trying to get rid of the Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor. Somebody who's got access to everything you look at on Google, every app you're looking at on your phone, may know something about what Sotomayor has been talking about with her doctor. An elderly Hispanic woman who's that heavy, I guarantee her health is not in the greatest of conditions. And then they feed her the richest food you can get in Washington. And if you have no self-controls over the food you're intaking, just because it's there and available, you will poison your body. So I want to do deep dives into the people that are being appointed by Trump. And Robert Kennedy, as batshit crazy as Robert might be about certain things, there's evidence to back up all the back crap crazy stuff he says. Does he latch on to the... Yeah, he does. Is what he's saying to undo it possible? No, I don't think so. Because we've gotten so used to rich, enjoyable foods that are bad for us. Good luck getting rid of that. The woman from the 80s that Dragon appointed that was trying to clean that up, she goes, well, I got told that if you try to tell people to eat less meat, that will never leave the government. Well, after 40 years, the reality is you need to be eating more meat so that you eat less meat. if you eat in a ketone manner, where you eat proteins, and not the protein bars, not the keto stuff. If it says keto on the label of whatever food you bought, don't eat it. You're probably better off eating a Snickers bar. No kidding. I wish I was kidding on that. I know this just for my own personal health. I've got to feed this whatever this condition in some protein so I can move around during the day. Nobody knows what this condition is if you're wondering. They make up whatever the simplest, quickest answer is. Here's an answer, go away. Diagnosed a 20-year problem in 15 minutes. And what we diagnosed it with, not our fault. Don't talk to us, go away. But we know what it really is. And I'm hoping that I can get through. I just don't have any local representation. This pisses me off about congressmen. My closest congressman that's going to work on behalf of vets is out of West Texas. That's not my congressman. And I don't like that congressman saying, well, I don't represent you. It's like, you're a veteran on the Veterans Committee. You do represent me. Who doesn't represent me? The person who gave their vote to New York in the state of New Mexico. That person doesn't represent me. So the beard mic guys. Right? Maybe I'm going to hold some conversations without wearing a hat. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. Looky how I can hide a microphone that hears me clearly and go hold a conversation with my congressman. Hey, no phones allowed in the room. That's fine. I've got this long range set up now in this thing that I can leave it in my truck. Go in the building and hold a conversation. Have my phone recording it. So, in the state of New Mexico, and before anybody says that's against the law, in the state of New Mexico, it only takes one person involved in the conversation to know they're being recorded. That would be me. I'm one of the people in the conversation. It's in my beard, right? I know I'm in the conversation. And then the recording of that conversation is perfectly legal. The other thing about conversations in the state of New Mexico, a verbal contract is considered a law. So you make an agreement with me and verbally, I record it. That's a binding contract by law. It's a state where you better keep your word when you give your word. It's not a bad way to live. So I'm going to go and try and get some help from my congressman to get back into Social Security, which is supposed to be taken. I'm still a citizen. I still paid Social Security taxes. Just the company I was working for in 2013 said, you need to go get medical clearance before you can come back to work. Took them 13 years to say, nope, you're never going back to work. Because it took longer than 10 years, Social Security won't even let me fill out an application. So that's what I'm going to argue about with a congressman. Woman. Yeah, we'll see. But we're not going to do any more of this verbal stuff. They did it to us at the VA. Hey, you're not qualified for that program, and closed the door. Wouldn't even let me in the office one day. Turns out I was qualified for that program. But 13 months later, I find out I'm qualified. Having to do instead of the person whose job it was, the 19-year-old little girl that had a job there, her and her friend were in there giggling and laughing. I mean, whatever, she was getting paid to do nothing. Yeah. Don't think it's a bunch of old people that are just need a job. It was 20-year-olds in college. That way they can go get their friends to do the stuff against us. So, all right, I'm going to close this out because one, the voice thing, I got to fix the voice sync. Yeah, and I don't even want to grind the game anymore. I'm all upset now. Whoever my third viewer is, I don't see anybody that talked. So I appreciate you guys coming on this morning. I'm trying to get the videos uploaded. The videos will be a little more outlined, which makes it more shareable. Having context in the middle of a live is hard to do, and no one's clipping me. So there's that. I appreciate it. Thank you.